Hey everyone, this video is going to be a pretty serious one, because it's going to be about this drama that is happening with a person I was friends with, but no longer fully support. And that is CallMeScrewball. Even though my feelings are changing on him for the reasons I will describe later, I highly advise to neither give this person attention or hate, because it isn't worth it, for you, or anyone involved. Now, I know this video is going to be weird since I haven't done videos like these in a while, but here we go. Back in the beginning of my old channel years, I would often associate myself with a community called the Anti-Ace McDougal community, which if you aren't aware, was actually in relation to the person named Daniel Jolly, who created sock puppets to troll people. But, one of the people in this community, named Foxy the Fox 110, gained her fame and popularity through this. She, along with others in the community, often considered themselves to be on good terms with the GoAnimate/Vyond community, which is where those lazy and poorly made commentary videos come from. From this, Foxy would create videos that would argue against her, and often inspired other people in some certain ways. This is where I tie this back into the user of the video. Screwball was someone who started to produce these videos and become friends with Foxy, along with her other friends in their own subculture, but at this point, they were their own thing instead of being associated with the Daniel Jolly drama. Also, I got to learn more about him too, since this was when I was still friends with Foxy back then. Like some of Foxy's other friends at the time, I got a keen interest with learning these people. When Screwball started to post similar commentaries-styled videos like Foxy, I took note, and thought it was actually kind of interesting. This was also around the time I started to get interested in Happy Tree Friends, and this guy having his character being Russell, in reference to his real name, was why I allowed him to use some OCs and assets I had available for him, which is why some of his characters are styled the same way as my own style on YouTube. Of course, when you're dealing with YouTubers who solely just make response and criticism videos, they are a surefire way to get yourself into dramas, even if you don't realize it. During the middle of 2024, Screwball, along with Foxy, the Panther Lover, and a former user called Asvaldu, would often find themselves getting into heated arguments with others on the internet, like for example, a user named Phoenix Knight the Ultimate Despair. But we will get to him more in a moment. Often, both Foxy and the people against Foxy lacked self-control, and, above all, thought the best way to handle a disagreement was to perform a commentary war, in which a person after a person commentates on one another, creating what is known as a reaction chain, and often violated many terms and conditions of fair use laws, which is how many get copyright strikes on YouTube. I found it actually kind of funny seeing Screwball make these videos on users, so I encouraged him to, well, make grounded videos, as I have done previously on my own channel. At some point, Screwball got an Adobe Animate subscription. He wanted to use GoAnimate, but the software has stopped being supported a long time ago. So, he wanted to take more assets of mine and make something like grounded videos, and it was out on his hated users, so people like Phoenix Knight the Ultimate Despair and Vitani UTTPTHDTC. He took a break in the middle of the year, but then went back to making them in October, with his latest videos. Now, don't assume that just because he has assets he copied of me, that he is associated with me, because I distanced myself from him, and this video explains why, as I said. And unfortunately, he even used some of the character stills and backgrounds I used with something awful. He uses artificial intelligence. I don't know what he was thinking or what he thinks nowadays, but for some bizarre reason, he thought it was a good idea to use AI in his video, and nope, I am not saying a bit of it, but he used all of it. Literally, look at his content these days, all the YouTube shorts contain AI-generated video and animations in high quotes. Like seriously, like mother freaking seriously? Like really seriously now, why did he ever think this through? And he didn't even just take my style, he also took a bunch of other users' art styles and put it through AI. That I can only really show, because some I don't know, and some I think will be very mad at this guy for what he done. Oh yeah, and he does it with my characters too, great. You know, This stuff happening was not on my bucket list back when I started YouTube several years ago. Oh, and speaking about people who have hated him and started learning the true colors on him. On October 31st, he would create a post, putting someone who was Hispanic inside a quote-unquote Mexican house. He would also make a YouTube short where he leaked the face of said person and tried to make a parody using his real identity. Now, even though I do not support said person, i.e. Alberto, that doesn't mean making this stuff is okay, and I even remember the time when I made a parody out for soda drinkers. Using someone's real-life identity is not okay to make fun of at all. And he got called out, of course, because the post seemed racist and offensive, pejoratively depicting Hispanic people with a Mexican flag, and the AI-generated style. He also continued supporting a you-know-what, even after a full year of her absence, like, wow, this is like Austin the Superior beyond a 2021 level behavior. What makes you think defending someone like that way okay at all? Well, let me tell you, it of course continues to ruin his reputation, and he doesn't take any criticism whatsoever. Screwball is likely to at some point face even more controversy, and get terminated, if he keeps acting immature. Plus, I will probably move on from him, and I won't be giving him more assets. He may be Jay Keys' worst enemy, but at some point, neither are better than the other, unfortunately. Also, copyright strikes are likely to occur if you continue making commentary chains out of user conflicts online, even though I am neutral to that. But anyways, I am gonna wrap this video up soon. CallMeScrewball is essentially an AI sloppist, who quite frankly only generates artificial content, similarly to Amanda Cartwright or other terrible people, and what's worse, he offends other people with portraying people inaccurately, and leaking their real faces to put in his videos. Now, about my decision on whether I will continue to support him or not. After further consideration, I cannot continue to support Screwball, for what he has done. Sorry guys that this video is edited differently, and much more similarly like my Jonah Campbell or Felino Wizard video. I did it like this because it displays my thoughts and critiques on certain users who are bad actors. Now, if you excuse me, I will play with my best friend Tate in a game of sleep. So long, and see you later.